Now, I would like to take this opportunity actually to welcome Dr. Murumkar, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Heartily welcome to you, sir, for the next speaker of this particular session. I would like to just introduce Dr. Murumkar, sir, to everybody. He's the principal of Tuljaram Chaturchand College, Baramati. He's also a member of the Academic Council of Savitribai Phule, Pune University. And he has been awarded the Best Principal Award by SPPU. Under his guidance, the college has received Best College and Best NSS Unit Award by SPPU and Best NSS Unit College by Government of Maharashtra as well. He has teaching and research experience of more than 35 years. He's an excellent mentor for college staff and the students and has delivered many lectures at national and international levels also. He has been felicitated a number of times for his remarkable contribution in the field of education. A very warm welcome to you, dear sir. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I congratulate Bahai Academy for taking over such a really Herculean task of telling the people that you are not competent in the industry. Obviously, the title of today's national conference, Tertiary Education Dropouts, obviously it is the issue which is much more serious as far as when we are talking about the India, and we are saying that yes, India is supposed to be the superpower. And now I have to take some special measures to search and find where these superpower segments are hiding out. Ma'am, to initiate with, I must congratulate Lesson Azadi sir and also you particularly for giving me an opportunity to begin with my few slides, because I do know that there is a constraint of time. In my college, yesterday I had a placement cell drive. Almost 8 banking sector components, they had been with me yesterday. Almost more than 20 executives who were supposed to select these people, they have come. I had a registration of more than 2,200. Unfortunately, when actually the drive initiated, only 800 turned out. And that also when at the night, in the evening at 7 o'clock, when all went home, particularly the executives, they told me that, sir, even though out of this 800, only 300 participants, they became ready to go for the interview. This is the very bad scenario of educated youth which we are talking about. And now the topic is about the dropouts, and whether these dropouts can again be brought to the mainstream. And obviously the title which has been given to me, with under which I am going for this plenary session discussion, and that is whether the skilling can be a solution for that. Well, as far as is skilling a solution for the dropouts issue, I want to just highlight some of the very interesting issues. Particularly as far as the dropout is concerned, ma'am, the maximum number of dropouts is pre-higher education. And so almost more than 70% dropouts, they are seen before the 12th examination. There are very few dropouts even when they enter into the education system. But unfortunately, when they enter into the education system, then the question arises, are they skilled? Are they competent? Are they having any capability at all? And the question is, unfortunately, if we want to go ahead with, yes, they are, because they're having the degrees in their hand, they're having the mark list in their hand. And if at all, we want to know the skilling, the rate is much more lower. They are not doing anything, because I want to share a very interesting issue. The interesting issue has come up from one president of Independent Indian Schools Association, Maharashtra, Rajendra Singh. What is quoted that when the parents are in financial bind, girls are often pushed to the back of the line when it comes to the schooling. And secondly, the dropout rate in rural areas is much more significant for a variety of reasons. So we have to take a note of this. And then we are supposed to say that if at all the dropouts are there, are these dropouts are willing to come back in the mainstream somewhere to get their proper skilling treatment. And for that purpose, there is a very interesting quote which has been mentioned. And I want to throw a light on this, that there aren't enough good maths and English teachers, especially in the rural areas. And as per a report, many kids, they drop out owing to the poor performance in mathematics and English, because these two monsters, they sit on their shoulder throughout their life. And obviously, this is the obligatory setup if at all one wants to go ahead with a better skilling for better jobs. Now, this is the Indian scenario which almost each and everyone is knowing. We are having a very vast education system with us. But unfortunately, ultimately, the achievements, the successes, the ones who are performing best in their career, this number is very much less than 2%. There are two different scenarios, ma'am. On one side, we are having the people, we are having the youth, either they have got educated, the way rightly Prasad has said, that yes, the youth have got the degree, but they are not doing anything at all. So obviously, it is one way they are dropouts itself. And on the other side, there is a huge demand from industry. There is huge demand from the society, and they are requiring better students, better employees. Unfortunately, we are finding that this gap is getting more and more enhanced, increased. And so obviously we have to go ahead and find some solutions. So obviously these data, they are available, where this is the recent data which has been provided by the Indian Statistical Institution, where the total enrollments and the total dropouts, they are much more significant, and it is a major concern. When we are talking about this, ma'am, there is one more issue. And that issue is, I feel that it is very much important, that the total population of India is a concern, and also it is an asset. So we have to see other way out. If at all we want to say that, yes, we are having the total number of youth or maximum number of youth in India, the question is what these youth are doing. And because almost it is seen that in Indian scenario, the economy which is being handled by the industry sector, it is almost more than 63% is being handled by MNCs, the institutions or the industries which are associated with the foreign collaborators. And then there are n number of problems who are initiating their jobs in India. Yes, we are going for n number of vocational courses, but are this industry is ready to pay for them? Is this industry is ready to absorb them? Unfortunately, ma'am, very drastically, the answer is no. In several industries that do go, if at all they want a requirement of an engineer, they won't deploy an engineer, because then they are supposed to pay an engineer scale. Then what they do, they go for the diploma. And the diploma, then he gets enrolled and he gets the half pay. The work is done and all are well. So this is again a mindset of our Indian scenario at the industry level, and it is a major concern. It has to be looked after. Obviously, as far as even the Maharashtra is dropping in the state share enrollment of the youth, the issue which we are talking about, yes, the skilling can be a solution. Ma'am, for this purpose, and I suppose that we have talked many other times with the Honorable Azadi sir also, that the vocational education, it should be imparted even at the primary level. It is not a bread and butter of the higher education at all. See, the figures are there in front of us. In USA, at 52%, vocational education is given at the primary stage. It is given at the schooling stage. In Germany, it is given at the 75 stage, 70% is given at the schooling stage. And in South Korea, obviously, it's 96%. We do know in China also, the same situation is present. What is reflecting? It is reflecting that at the age of 16, a particular child who has come through the schooling, he is having some skills with him so that he can get a job and he can go ahead. Unfortunately, such a type of barriers, they are not available in Indian system. So a student, when he completes the 10th standard, he asks to the parents, what I should do further? And the answer is, okay, if there is nothing doing, go ahead and go for the 12th examination. After completing the 12th examination, the same student again asks the question, what I do now? And again, there is no answer. Again, the parents say, okay, go on, go for the college. And in this way, we are just pushing up all these educational pattern use up to their degrees. And so at the end, we are having the n number of degree students with us. They are having their degrees, but unfortunately, they are not self-confident. They are not knowing anything at all, and how to skill up oneself and how to go ahead and enter into the industries. There is a very bad scenario as far as startups are concerned. In the papers, what we see is 0.2% record is being seen. I am knowing as a personal experience of my college that there are several startup students who have initiated their entrepreneurship, but unfortunately, after 3 months, after 6 months, after 9 months, even after 1.5 years, they have stopped their startup program because there is a strong red ribbon of the government, semi-government, and other components. So obviously, till so far, we won't overcome these issues, then we have to take care of. Yes, there are several government initiatives as well as non-government initiatives for this purpose. But again, I want to focus that as far as this vocational education or skilling is concerned, ultimately we should have a goal. And the goal is, depending upon the requirement of the industry, depending upon the requirement of the service sector, we have to train the people, we have to train the youth so that they become self-competent. And then only one should go ahead. So obviously, it is a totally inverted form of education we have to adapt further. Ultimately, I will come to the last slide. And that slide is concerned with the new initiative which has been taken up by the government. And this is nothing but that program is called as a Skill India or Skill Initiative Hub. And this is a true program which the government has undertaken, where the real dropouts, they have been identified, and ultimately they are being trained by the institutions who are having the capability. But my last quote is that, again, unfortunately, we are having the teachers which are with us, but unfortunately, we are not having the presenters with us, because for vocational training, a skilled trainer is required and not a teacher is required. And so again, we are making the mistake in providing this such a type of vocational training skills also. So ultimately, as far as what we are doing, that we are using this skilling program for the students right from their initiation, entry at the college, and at the same time at the exit of the college. So it is a sort of a soft skilling to the students and bringing actually the industry to the college, forming an academic industry interface so that ultimately the placement will be a sustainable one and not for the entry point. So obviously, the training, why it is failing? It is training because the education, industry, job linkages and requirements. And then, as far as the last sentence is concerned, which may complete within just few seconds, and that skilling can be a solution to the dropouts. In one way, yes, but in one way, and in a major no way, it is a no, because we have to work in a very strong way, very positive way, and we have to find out the new ways of education and training the people so that we can minimize the gap between the youth on one hand who are requiring a job and the industry sector on another side who are requiring the better employees. Thank you. Thanks for giving me an opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. This is a wonderful presentation and so many different aspects about skilling that you have discussed with all of us right now. This was really enlightening. Thank you very much.